to the Chop Shop Show, PNCRadio.fm. And man, this is a pleasure and an honor, man. This is a long overdue situation, interview. One of the best motherfuckers on the planet, man. I'm excited when a type of individual like this bless me with their presence. I know you motherfuckers be happy with me, but I'm happy with this giant right in this motherfucker. This is DR period. Everybody please welcome DR! So yo man, just lower the music a little bit because I want everybody to hear all this shit.
That track is crazy.
You know, man, talk to me about this track, man, first, man. Let's start with the track first, man. Talk to me about that track, DR. What's up with that?
Man,
of course, produced by you.
You know it's produced by DR period, man. Nobody can touch DR like DR, brother.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? I've been doing this for so long, man, and I just felt like, enough ain't being heard about DR, so I decided to open my mouth and speak to the world. No matter what you think, no matter what you've seen, or no matter what you feel, I'm still here. I'm doing it stronger than ever before. That kid from the 90s is still shining bright in the building.
Right. You know what I mean? So for the people that don't know, man, you definitely discovered a lot of talent. You definitely put on a lot of motherfuckers, man. How did you start your career?
Well, you know me. It's like everybody got that story where it all started from.
Right.
I wanted to be MC. I ain't gonna front. You know what I'm saying? But fortunately, in those days, they wasn't trying to check for DR. So I decided to try to mess around with production. But I come from music. My mom, she was a manager. She managed groups like Crown Affair, BT Express, Earth, Wind & Fire, where a lot of people on musician sides used to come and get together, and they used to call that gigging. So as a youngin', I'm in the basement just watching these grown men like killing pianos and bass and drums, and I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. But even then, I knew I wanted to do something with the music just because of that influence, And then as years went on, I got in school, and I joined all the school bands, and I was blessed to have a music teacher by the name of Stick Evans, which is James Brown drummer. And he taught me for 4 years, and one of the great things he taught me was never limit yourself as a musician. So I took pianos, the bass, guitars, just learn as many instruments I could possibly learn, and I ended up learning practically everything in that room. So,
nice. So can you, to this day, play everything?
Yeah, I can play. Oh, wow. Don't get it twisted. Just because you hear the samples and me chopping, but a lot of that is not samples. A lot of that is replay. Only thing is samples, probably vocals. I can't sing. That's what I can't do. But I can write, I can produce, I can play instruments, and I can develop artists. That's one of my strong jackets, So a lot of people don't know, me being a producer in this business is like, it's
period. You woke up,
God gave me,
right.
He gave me the gift for music.
Your first artist was?
Yeah, my first artist, actually, it wasn't an artist factory. Then I got with Positive K. Then I got with Shaka Demons and Pliers. See, I'm going back.
That was hip hop for those more popular.
But that was my first plat. Then before then, I was with like the original Bad Boys from Brooklyn who made Spectre Gadget. You know what I'm saying? Right. See, you singing my music right now. You know what I'm saying? Joints like that.
I don't know what she was saying, but it sounded crazy.
In those days, and Force MDs and stuff like that. So
you was in the circle
designing music, not knowing that it was a history in the making, So they brought me in for like certain bass players will come in or pianos or engineers will come in and they drunk and they not really feeling, they vibe and they feel like they need to cancel the session. But as a youngin', I'm playing with rhythms and stuff together, and I laid down a bunch of stuff, and they just flew it all together and made magic with it. And ever since then, it kept me around studios.
Nice.
So ever since then, I was like, I need one of these in my house, and I thought it was impossible because the money they was talking about having, to have a studio in your crib.
Back in the day.
I was like, I ain't never gonna see that.
Yeah,
kind of
money, was that 10-inch reel?
It was 24 stripe tape and sit tape together, line machines, and the whole 9 yards. I had to learn all that. So I went to Flash Gordon, from back in the days, and I went to what's his mother, Seji, up in the Bronx and Ultramagnetic, and they had studios in their crib. And I was like, yo, how do y'all do this? They dropping vocals in their bathroom. So they motivated me. So I had to do what I had to do. I had the streets. I got on it. I came up with some gear. You know what I'm saying? And history.
Because
Well,
I know you from. I met you at Select Records. No,
Right.
I met you before that, but then you landed at Select Records. Like, what led up to that? Because I know you had the studio in Brooklyn. You had a bunch. You had Smooth Dollars, The Trigger the Gambler. You had Papoose.
Right.
You had a great fucking arsenal.
Right. What led that up was that one, I was a production company first. I was Next Level Entertainment, and what we did was take neighborhood artists and develop them. Like I started working with Foxy, I worked with Trigger, I don't work with everybody. I work with Wu-Tang Clan, I work with RZA, I did a Love You Raheem remix, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, these dudes on Coke Chillin' and Tommy Boy, so I was a
Niggas don't even know what them labels
yeah,
are.
so I was around for a very, very long time, and my thing was music, you know. So what led me up to becoming a label and becoming a strong entity was the fact that I had experience. You know, so I had a passion for music, and I had a little experience to see what artists can do and stuff like that. So I went to Def Jam, got to deal with Def Jam. Then I went to G Street Records, Warner Brothers. I went to Warner Brothers. I've been on pretty much every label you can name.
Yeah.
You know, and I had a little production situation. Record died down. I was always back to square one, and I didn't understand like why. Here it is
Why
on
you still
platinum
hustling?
and gold records.
You made them hot.
And I was like, nothing changed. It did change, and I had money. You know what I'm saying? But like, far just for what I see in the music business, when you get gold all day. But I just let you know that that's what motivated me to do labels, and I went from those production companies. Then I ended up at Select. Select was like one of my first label promotions, learning how to control budgets, build street teams, and do all that. Because what Fred did for me, Fred said, look, listen, you're very gifted, and I'm going to give you freedom to do what you feel. And one of the things is that he did allow me to grow. So I grabbed Papoose, Ike Dirty, Danny Girl, I grabbed a couple other artists. I started like rocking hard in the street. I went and told Ty, I said, yo, look, listen, I need somebody who's going to run the street team. Ty said, look, listen, you ain't got nobody else. I got this. So he took that, and next thing I know, he pulled up with like 60 dudes, like, this is your team, and we just terrorized the streets. We got the van, we were making moves, we was doing the poster boards, hey,
that was a good time. That was a good time.
We was in and out of town,
you know
what I'm saying? We was making it happen, because in those days, you gotta understand, if you don't get seen, you ain't being nobody, So it's kind of remind me of what the business came to today, is what people see is what people judge, There's nobody really respecting officially at Sony right now with Rock Boy, and I got a whole team, and we doing great things. We doing movies, we doing publishing situations with TV and
that
film.
dirty water,
Like
nigga.
I got this Kevin Hart movie out right now, Go Get Hard. I smash your music in that. I'm doing a lot of that in 7 different places.
Talk to me about the games,
You know what
man.
I'm saying?
Talk to me about that game world.
Well, I tell you this right now, man, it's all good. Like, the way I look at it right now,
Because it's more than music.
the music is one thing, but when you understand publishing, then you live in a business, because a lot of people don't understand you writing for what? Just to make a record. You have to write to build catalog, and they build catalogs upon schedules. You got Schedule A, Schedule B, Schedule C, and Schedule D. Each schedule got to be at least over 600 to 1,000 compositions that you have to own. This is how you eat. This feeds you. This feeds your kids' kids, and their kids' I can sit here all day and break the publishing game down. But right now, this is the new music business, and if you understand publishing, you'll concentrate on that before you think about just, my new record is out, check my video out on YouTube. That's all good, but if you're not collecting mechanicals, royalties, publishings, or writers for it, none of that serves you any purpose.
Yeah, right.
You're working for nothing. For nothing.
This is
I'm
jewels,
to the point right
motherfucker.
now,
These are jewels
and
it's
again,
giving you.
if I don't never make another record,
What advice?
check out my publishing catalog. You see what I'm saying? And I'll bring it. And it's all good. You know what I'm saying?
Right. What advice would you give an
I'm
upcoming?
a producer.
Stop biting now. I'm just like,
Stop being afraid to be your own self. Because a lot of things about producers, if something is going on, something is popping, everybody wants to ride that way. That's cool and all, but the main thing about being a producer, you're a creator. So you the one that changes what the games is going to be rocking to. Believe it or not, the producers is the engineers. They're the directors of the music business. They don't want to know what you gonna be dropping the next move to. They the one that's gonna make the joint that you gonna smack your girl or you gonna make the next baby. They make that kind of music.
Right.
So if you following what's already laid out, you're not growing. You're not helping the game.
You just riding that
So
wave.
we all be blaming the artist ain't doing this art. Because you ain't giving the artist nothing to challenge you about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, as a producer, it's your job to give them music to go, yo, this is not me. So, all right, so let me see what you would do with it. And then they do something where they make history in the making. That's how it works, you know? So, that's how it works.
What's wrong with these niggas, y'all? Niggas got this big ass bottle to themselves with the 250. Oh, this with me?
They gave that to you.
Oh, man.
Let me tell you what
Rock
it
Boy
is.
G.
Not to get off the subject.
This shit like an anniversary
Like
bottle,
producers-
baby.
Like producers, what I tell you right
Just
now,
celebrate
don't be afraid to be
250.
original.
Okay.
And not be afraid to understand that you can still make money without an artist.
Right,
That's something
right.
else. And if you want to know that, you go to drperiod.com. Yo, holla at me. I got you.
With all the artists that you've worked with, who is the easiest that you've worked with?
Okay, I tell you right now, no artist is easy.
No artist.
No artist is easy. I can't even sit here in front and be like, yo, this artist was easy, this artist that. Because every artist going to give you a challenge. You know? Every artist going to put you in a situation where, they're going to challenge you and feel like they know what
You shot a couple niggas for challenging you.
So,
I'm talking about my music shit.
You know what time to do. You know.
Just cause let's not get it fucked up cause you're producer. You shot a couple of you fucking artists for acting up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Check the resume. I'm sorry, y'all. That's 90s. This is a new deal. I'm sorry. This is a new one.
We're gonna keep it clean up in here, you know?
Nah, but yo, talk to me about the new artist. Talk to me about the new artist, y'all. He is a good guy. But we usually are good guys. We always are. Until you cross the path.
Well, you already
Then we have to
know,
punish you.
but in
all the
the
way.
end, I'm still a good guy.
Absolutely. So, are you mentoring any producers? Anybody under the wing?
Well, right now I got a couple producers I'm doing consulting with. I'm showing them how to develop their brand.
Are they sound to you, or you just helping?
I don't think I'm signing any producers right now because one, producers are on a mission to be recognized.
Well, why wouldn't you?
The reason
Why would you give them that knowledge instead of locking them in?
Because when you want to sign to me, you realize like, yo, this is the best place for me, and this is the best way for it to be for you.
Gotcha.
I don't want to tell you this is best for you, and you still got that hidden passion that you want to do it all yourself. So I give you the advice to help you get where you want to go, and if you can get there, then God bless you. You know what I mean? But if you need the help with DR, then God bless you again. You know what I'm
So
saying?
you give them that platform to stand
them that
on,
platform.
but they gotta.
Yeah.
So
I don't want producers to be feeling like they gotta compete with me because you rolling with me and you seeing me getting all this work. You gotta understand I'm managing myself.
First of all, you put
You know
that
what
work
I'm
in.
saying? I'm not
This
sitting
20
on
years in the
side
game,
waiting for
huh?
a phone call. I sit there and build a 3-month plan. You know what I'm saying? I work on a quarterly basis. I work like an executive. Because I am an executive. I'm a CEO of Rockboy Records. You understand? So as a CEO, it's your job and duty to predict what's next to come or what next move you need to make because of money. But see, the key to growing in this business is thinking 3 months ahead of yourself or a year ahead of yourself. You see? You might not get to all the plans you have in store, but you will get to some things that lead to results. Because a lot of times you could be a part of the business and at the end of the day, you don't see nothing.
Let me ask you this, right?
You know?
As listening to your production, man, like what mood you get in? Like, Addy Up, how about some hardcore? You know what I mean? Oh boy, like where? Because those are all different records. Like Addy Up, I feel like you probably was fucking choked the bitch, smacked 3 niggas. You was in the basement. Nothing but guns is like, I'm gonna kill everyone and this is the beat.
Nah, let me explain something, y'all. Is that I'm from Brooklyn.
Facts.
I was
Let's be
born
clear.
in
Brownsville! Best style we had,
Just because I
niggas.
do music don't mean I didn't have a dark side. You see what I'm saying? So you have to understand, like, I don't play games, you know what I mean? I don't disrespect people, I respect people to the fullest. And the way I feel, a lot of times I take it out on the music. You know how boxers go in the gym, hit the bag because they feel a certain way?
Right.
That's how I do it with the music. So when you put the combination MOP and DR Period together, what you get? Chaos.
Right.
So they tell my story without me saying it, and my music is the soundtrack to their whole movie. You understand what I'm saying? Because they artistry, they words, it's like a movie, and I'm just scoring it.
Now let me ask you this, hold on, before you go, I know just you got a lot of shit. You being one of the best niggas in the game, right? Where does the fallout goes? Because you giving these guys hits, you make them, they there, and they be like, fuck DR, man, DR, and you like, motherfucker, you there because of me.
They go on.
They keep
and I
going.
continue. You have to understand. Just because.
But what makes them like? Where did this between the label and the artist? Where?
Nah, let me explain.
Where's the
That's
friction
what I'm gonna
come?
say. Just because you don't see me and them rocking like homeboys from the block, don't mean that I have a feeling against them or they have a feeling against me. What it is that I've been there and I've done that. It's time to move on. It's not for any man to sit in the same room and not buy a house. You know, if you live in an apartment, eventually you gotta own a house. You gotta see what else more that you have to challenge yourself. So I always leave the open door. So if they ever need my services again, I'm here for them.
Right.
You know, I never detach myself where we have never worked together. It's just that, okay, I did that, I've done that. Even if they don't shout me out, I don't need that. I shout myself out. Or I get tired to go out there and shout me out. You know?
That nigga shoots 9 niggas in one verse.
So you just gotta understand, it's no love lost. I never sit around and weep, because you gotta understand, I'm a man of God, you know what I'm saying? You have to say, D.R. whole secret prayer, ruling me to rule everything in my circumference. As long as I have the humbleness of the Lord, I ain't gonna worry about nothing.
Nice. Period.
You know what I'm saying? Period. So at the end of the day, it's like I learned how to eat without artists. I don't care if artists don't rhyme on my beats. Are you listening to reality shows? 35% is DR. Listen to TV, you hear DR period. Come on, it's real. You know what I'm saying? And that's without an artist.
And overseas.
So I don't have a problem with artists. I love to work with artists when they want to listen. But if you don't want to listen, then you know you.
And sorry, Justin. And that's a good point that you say. You're not a beat maker where you just send niggas beats.
No.
Because that's what you're talking about.
Right.
Motherfuckers listening. Where they lay something, you be like, nah, my guy, I don't think you should do it like that. I think you should do it like this because that's what they don't want to hear, right?
Clearly, the thing about artists is that you gotta understand they got a personality thing. They got a character they gotta play. I don't care if it's the tough guy, the nice guy, the educated guy. It's a character they play. And 99% if you're tough, you're not tough in the morning, you're not tough in the afternoon, you might be tough at night. Or you might be super tough when you're in the studio, you know?
All the way super.
You just gotta understand, your character gonna come out when it come out, the zone you is, so then you might find what I'm saying a problem, because it's not showcasing what you want to be, or what you're trying to project to people, you know? My whole thing is that, look, listen, whatever mode you want to be in, that's good, be in that mode. This is the mode that I'm presenting to you. And trust and know, if you at least try it, it might change your career forever. It might change your life. It might be in the 3 generations of your family.
Nice.
If you listen to me, because see what I tell artists,
Because
what I bring to the
allow me
table,
to cut your wisdom.
nah,
They
you can't, because what I bring to the table is something that changes people's life.
Facts, that's what I was saying.
That's the most important thing. You
You've
gotta
been
understand,
there.
I'm not trying to give you beats to just showcase your little wordplay. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can say, yo, I did this, I did that, blow holes in your back, watch your mother fall off the couch, and watch it the couch. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can do that. You know what I mean? Let's make some songs that's going to change lives, and not only that, it's going to feed you for the rest of your life.
Nice. And that's the difference between the beat maker and the producer.
And the producer's a composer, one who tell you when you need to up.
Because a lot of motherfuckers, they be in the studio with you and they just say, you good with it? Okay, good. You happy with it? Sounds good? Okay, you want to do ad-libs? All right.
And that's it. And that's how a lot of them do it. Go in their corner, write their little words, and come back and then they got a hit because they got 60 years of getting into detail.
So,
coming from a place that people don't know, and you're not even sure that you had that in you, and you're sharing that amongst people where people can identify your energy.
So what's next with DR Period?
What's next with DR Period? Rock Boy. I tell you this, man. Rock Boy is
Who's Rock Boy?
Rock Boy is a collective energy of a bunch of incredible talent people. We have Mac Peoples, we have Zay the Dope Boy, we have Rockboy G's. We have Very Goods, you know. We had a Bang Squad, you know. We have 120, and we have DR Period.
Alright, do we got anybody in
And
the
right
building
now,
right
that
now?
in the building with
Who
me
we got?
is OCR Couple.
Who's that? Well, yeah.
OCR Couple. Understand what
Is
I'm
that-
about to bring
is-
to this mic?
Wait, just explain
special.
to me. OC Odd Couple, is that a
Yeah,
group?
that's a group. They brothers.
they here?
They twins. They in
Where?
the building.
Where they at? They right here?
They right here.
Alright, let's cut that beat off, man.
You
Let's
see
see
that
what they working
You
with.
see that nice bottle you with?
Oh, they brought that. They brought that.
OCR Couple brought you that.
They went and got me
No,
the
no.
250 Hennessy anniversary. This is 250 years of Hennessy. I didn't even know Hennessy been here for 250 years. You motherfuckers is real. So, hey man, so please introduce yourself, you motherfuckers. And Rock Boy Jesus in the building. Hey man, can I let these niggas loose real quick,
Yeah,
y'all?
you let them
You
look.
confident in these guys?
I'm co-signing to the fullest. We
Hey, you
have
know
Young
niggas die here,
Chubbs.
right? You know we kill niggas
We
here on the
have
show.
Young Chubbs and we have OD. And I'm gonna tell you this, you know, peace to Zay the Dope Boy. I know you listening. Zay the Dope Boy is
He a
incredible.
problem?
He's a
So
problem.
next time you come over,
So
you bring it
next time
up?
I'm coming, I'm bringing Zay the Dope.
I wanna bring him, I gotta wear my vest,
Let
nigga.
y'all know now.
Alright, well let's tap that. Let's search that nigga.
But yo, check it out. You know what I'm saying? I wanna personally say, man, to be a co-sign you're here with my brother Shampoo on the radio station and be able to all the fellas here. You know, I ain't gonna
And this is big for me because DR Period is in the building.
You know what I'm
And I
saying?
appreciate you, big homie. And if y'all don't know, this is 3 months in the making of me trying to get DR Period here.
Yes, sir.
This is my good friend. He lives very far. He doesn't live around the corner anymore.
No,
So understand, he came here a long way, and I thank you, DR Period.
Yes,
So
sir.
let's, you know, go ahead, yes.
It should happen. I mean, SWV is an incredible piece of talent. So
You was a part of that too,
you know,
right?
I was all good friends with everybody. So
Right.
Hey,
when the
niggas
time
brought that
everybody feels
250.
is right, they'll call me.
Niggas is hard. Brooklyn niggas right here.
There you go.
Rock Boy Jesus in the building. Introduce yourself, gentlemen. Introduce yourself. Hey man, we don't play no B here.
Well,
Yeah, we don't play no B here,
Yo,
baby. It's
hold on, even
Acapulco.
before they get into their freestyle, I want to premiere their new single, man.
No. We want the niggas to hit their bars, and then we want then we gonna end with their record.
Well, we're going to turn that around. I want to hear their single.
Okay, the up here
And then
run the
I
show.
want them to hear their bars.
Okay, and then we end with your last
And
record.
then you get in with their record again.
Okay, fine. So you don't have an end record.
I don't want to end record. I
Fine.
want to see our couples.
That's it. The up
Play
here is here.
one, and then say what they got to say.
Yo,
and then play
introduce
two.
the record real quick, big homies,
You already
please.
knows OCR couple.
No, talking to the mic, baby.
Yeah, it's OCR couple.
No, I don't hear him.
Yo,
Yo,
this
it's
mic,
also-
this mic is better over here.
Yeah.
Come, yo,
It's
want
also-
this
Hey,
mic?
yo, is it on? Check, please. I don't hear him. Alright, yep.
Hold it.
Yeah, what's
hold
good?
that
It's your
mic.
boy OC, our couple. You already know. And we in the building. That's all that. You already
Yeah,
know.
and this is a song
February
that's produced
28th.
by me, and it's called All That.